All right, guys, it is Nolan and Jason here with Plumbing Webmasters.
Howdy.
Today is SEO tips for plumbers to dominate on Google. All right, I'm going to rattle off some stuff, and we're going to fire back and forth.
We're going to be focused
bullshit
bro. Today.
It's got to be good bullshit if you can do it. No huge stories
Fast bullshit.
Here. If you're going to tell a story, it's damned interesting bullshit.
Okay.
All right? Nothing else.
I don't know about anything.
Because I don't want people, they're going to get quick stuff. So I'm gonna help, and I'm going to rapid fire stuff that you can do as a new plumber, as an existing plumber, or someone that hasn't paid for professional services yet, like Plumbing Webmasters, which you should, but you're not ready for some reason. Either you don't have money or you got a psychological block. But that's a different issue. All right, so let's rattle stuff off. First, I want to tell people, it is the big show. If anybody hadn't watched our big show, Google's the big show. If you're not participating in the big show, you don't understand. You're having to go around and you're having to beg for leads from people.
You are missing 70% of your potential leads.
You're literally missing over 70%. So over 80% of people go to Google to look for a home service, and over 70% of people, once they're click on a non-paid item. So if you're not participating in this, there's no shame in buying leads from a lead source or paying for a click. But you're missing almost all your leads. And by the way, the leads that come from Google are better quality because they don't shop as much and they've already bought into your brand.
Right.
That's what I was going to say earlier. People don't understand that the brand has become different and it's wider reaching. If your brand isn't wide reaching, you don't convert as well.
Right.
So if you're just out there and you've made the huge mistake of having a crappy website and then trying to slam in as many reviews as possible to your Google business profile only, you're missing the stinking boat.
Right.
And you're not
You've done one thing right. Congratulations.
Right.
Time to do everything else.
Nolan, that's a good point. Why doesn't my map show up that well? I tell you why, because you don't have a great website connected to it.
Right.
Or you don't have any website. Now, first basics are put up the website, get it on its own URL, make sure you have access to it, that you own it, put it with like GoDaddy.
Yeah. Register your own domain. Do not let an agency register your domain for you. Don't let your friend do it. Don't let your wife do it.
Don't let your wife do it.
Don't let anybody do it but you. Make sure it's in your email that you control. That sounds terrible, but I'm not even going to go to the story, but trust us, it can be bad news.
Somebody's wife commandeered their website the other day that we haven't know about.
Yeah, commandeered their domain and won't give it to
ex-wife.
Ex-wife, yeah, soon to be ex-wife, going through divorce. So domain, Google business profile, Google account, in your name on an account that you control. Make sure you keep track of your logins and passwords. That stuff is important.
I don't feel that as much. Jason deals with that bullshit all the time.
Yeah.
They can't get back into their domain. All right, so you got your Google account. This is a big fallacy. Everybody just thinks they got to get reviews of Google account. You got a cheap domain or a cheap website. Don't let it go dead. It doesn't break. It doesn't go dead. Right?
Even if it sucks, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, you think it sucks, but it's up, and make sure the little button connected to the GBP works and it goes over there. Don't start another website. Please don't start another website.
Yes. You cannot run 10 websites and take the top 10 spots on Google. They don't allow that.
You can't run
you
two.
get one.
You get one.
Yeah.
So if you do more than one, they find it, they daisy chain it, they subordinate the other one. The other one's worthless.
Right.
And maybe even hurt your other one from ranking well. Why don't your map show up well in ranking? Because you don't have any other digital signalings. It's a one-trick pony. And so why don't you show up for certain keywords? Because the keywords are not represented in content in the website.
Right.
Why do you think that mapping is the number one thing? Because you made that shit up in your head. Because you made that shit up in your head. Right?
No, absolutely.
That is freaking true. And you're dead wrong, because guess
mapping
what?
is important.
Yeah, mapping's
but it's
great.
not the only thing.
Well, it's not even the main thing.
Yeah.
That's where they're dead wrong.
Yeah.
We love mapping. We help with that. We optimize maps. We do all that stuff. But the actual website will get more clicks than your Google map if done properly.
Absolutely.
And it is glaringly apparent. In fact, it'll get vast majority of the clicks if done properly. It doesn't mean the map doesn't do better. But so the keywords in the content inside the website.
The map ranking, every click you get on the map is an extension of the website. You only got to click on the map because of the website.
Correct.
So it's subordinate anyway.
Correct. And they're all railing about it. Like every single, not just plumbers, but all small business people think this, all contractors think this. I'm going to give you an example of this real quick so people understand it. They don't know that you do slab leaks. They don't know that you do yard line leaks. They don't know that you work on tankless water heaters. They don't know that you work on a water heater.
Right.
And they're like, what? That's great. They don't know. You can check that stuff off on your Google account, but they won't show nothing to someone.
Right.
Okay, so I explained
that stuff you check off on your Google account is a display option for your potential customer to see. Right. It does not really affect or has very little effect on your ranking in
your ability to rank. It can if it's small with no competition, but why would Google show somebody that had a bullet point checked off without any relative content to show to the user? Right. It's a poor user experience. So that's why your web is, well, that's one of many reasons as to why the map doesn't show up as well as you want it to.
That's one of many reasons.
Yeah. So the map, the content inherent within the website per page, not bullshit bullet points or a little paragraph on one page, will make the map show up hundreds of times more. Yeah. The organic content,
sometimes thousands of times.
Hundreds of times more on the map. The organic content can show up thousands of times more.
Right.
Right. So because that. And it show the map for every nuance of a long tail keyword.
Right.
In fact, the map will disappear. Hence, getting
if you get a weird like really kind of rarely searched long tail keyword, map doesn't even appear.
Well, on a lot of them, really. Yeah. I mean, you get off in the weeds about brands and stuff, and it won't show up. Okay, so which happens all the time because people get off in the weeds in their searches. Yeah. And then you have the ability to show up for thousands of keywords because you had it held within the content. All right, so reviews help, yes, but you need all these components going and other stuff. So think about it as your digital signal is your brand. Things that get shown, people typing in the name, links from other stuff, regular work on the site, stuff that, and then if it doesn't show up well enough, let's jump to this real quick so we can get done with this one. You need professional services.
Right.
If you don't have professional services, you're making major mistakes. I do want to talk about address a minute. I'll go back to addresses and make sure people aren't
we didn't mention
flubbering that up badly. But if you're not paying for somebody like Plumbing Webmasters, which, let me rephrase that, there's no one like Plumbing Webmasters. We're the best there is.
Right.
Hands down. But you've got to have a professional service to compete with it because it is the digital signaling and the codes and the regularity of that being great, which justifies things showing up in ranking.
Right.
People knowing all this little stuff. Nolen Walker here for DataPens. You may not know, but I own a software company, and we have a proprietary software called DataPens, DATAPINS. You can search it at datapens.com. This is not white labeled. I actually own this piece of software, and I made it for you. It was made for contractors. You can actually take pictures of jobs, up to 6, make a caption about the material, the brand, the situation, the repairs, and post that back to your individual pages on your website, just like that. It's super simple. Anyone could use it. It also texts and emails your clients direct links to your reviews, so it helps reputation and reviews, which helps conversion and map placement. The geo coordinate gets grabbed by DataPens, and Google can tell where you are. So instead of them just seeing reviews, they see all jobs or even estimates that you do. This vastly outperforms just getting reviews. Helps the map show up, helps organic keywords, and remember those captions that you're putting in there help expand the keywords per page, and it's great regular content. I love it. We made it just for you. It is organic optimization on steroids for both your website, your rankings, and the map placement. Check out DataPens. I think you'll be happy you did. Let's go back and talk about the address real quick because it's so critical and so many people are making mistakes with it. Google will basically just say a legitimate business address is a place that a plumber should be that doesn't have a P.O. box, shared space, virtual space, any bullshit such relative space to any of those things I said.
Yeah.
And has a decal with their name on it and is manned.
And geographically relevant to the area you want to do business.
Right. So it doesn't matter that you found something that's better because you're in the burbs for your kids to go to a different school, but you do business in the town. So you're off in the sticks, you're not going to do as well.
Right.
But this is going to be like a metal corrugated building, overhead door, an old strip center, 1 story not a 10-story office building in the back where, it just, the plumbers don't go there.
A sprawl of light industrial,
That's right.
masonry and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's where they are. Yeah. So Google might call bullshit on anything besides what we just said.
Yeah.
If you can't get that, a house is next best. I didn't say it will work. It works 95% of the time as of this airing, but they might take it down at any time.
Do not move from a good office to your residence.
There you go.
We've seen serious trouble with that just recently.
If you started as a residence and you've got an office, you move that to the office, but you don't move the office to the residence.
Right.
You don't downgrade the quality of the business address in the eyes of Google. And you do not...
And it doesn't matter that you can build a way better shop on your land than you could have in town. That's not what Google's talking about when they say quality.
Yeah. And you do not rationalize, justify, or bullshit this information to Google.
Right.
Google doesn't care, and we're just messengers.
If you find yourself going, yeah, but you're wrong.
Yeah, but I have a 10 by 10 office inside of all that DaVinci virtual stuff and Regis virtual stuff. Yes, there's a reception with P.O. boxes, but I have the office. Bullshit. Now, the chance of them taking it down is really high.
Yeah,
now,
DaVinci office is like 100% now. That will go down every time.
If it's up and it's not hammered, fine, try to leave it
Yeah,
up.
if you've had it for 10 years or 5 years or something, but the next time you have to change anything, the algorithm, when you make a change, will automatically scan and check, DaVinci address, because they know all of them, and boom, you're suspended.
How do they know all of them?
Because they know everything.
Because they mapped the damn thing.
Yeah, they've got a little car that drives by, and they know everybody that's in there.
I get so sick of people trying to justify their reason that their bullshit address is okay.
Yeah.
And it's not bullshit in the eyes of Google. It doesn't have anything to do with me or Jason.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
They get mad at us.
We used to, when they allowed virtual addresses, we encouraged clients to get those. And then they change it. We're like, okay, never do that again.
So that virtual address can be sitting there good, and you might need to move it to a legitimate business address, and it might come down forever.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to rip the Band-Aid off on some of the stuff if you're all jacked up. And it's best just to go legit. Now, if you move the home to a business address, usually that flows through, but I'm not guaranteeing it. It's a Wild West. It's that you might get your hand shut off as soon as Google sees anything that they don't like.
You might get a suspension. We can usually get those reversed. But in one case, we had a client who did exactly what we're saying not to do. He moved from a proper office, a good, perfect little office for a plumber, exactly what Google looks for, moved it to his residence. They suspended. Google insisted on sending a team to his house with cameras to check the shop on his land he was going to use and take pictures of his corporate documents. They actually did that before they would reinstate.
I'll say that's bullshit.
That's Big Brother stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's Big Brother stuff.
They're not the government. They're private business. They can do whatever they want.
That feels like CCP stuff. It is a private business. People don't realize that they're getting this service for free from Google. They don't pay Google. I will say something. That bullshit.
We agree, but there's not a damn thing.
But there's nothing we can do about it. On the other hand, forget about all the other stuff you might hear, whatever Google's doing. As far as Google local, them showing local service businesses to local consumers in that market, you have benefited greatly for that, or could.
Right.
Or probably going to.
It's the big show.
It's the big show. So they did not screw you on that. You should participate on that, and you should follow their rules.
Right.
They have very reasonable rules actually on it. And the reason they're so strict on address is because all these high testosterone business owners have attempted to game the algorithm and jack them over and over again, which would violate the integrity of the algorithm, and they'd lose their whole business at Google.
Right.
If search sucked because every plumber put up 10 websites to take all 10 results.
10 websites, get every friend that they have in town to use their house as an additional business address. We've seen all those tricks, and that's the reason we can't have nice things. It's because people try to cheat, and so they tighten down. They don't like tightening down, by the way. They would prefer to not do this.
Yeah,
but they do it when they're forced.
You've got this great benefit with Google. They do not screw you. They have reasonable expectations from you. They have reasonable rules. These are called Google Webmaster Guidelines, or
right.
And if you don't have an address that's legit by their guidelines, you're violating their terms of service, which you didn't even pay anything for.
Right.
It's like entering the Italian food restaurant without any shoes on, without a shirt on, looking like Joe Dirt.
Just remember
smelling.
that sign never says anything about pants.
Doesn't. Jesus. The hell, man. You're from Tennessee. You're from Louisiana originally, right?
I'm from Texas. I was born in Dallas.
In Dallas, were you?
My dad's from Port Arthur. I got family in Louisiana.
All right. We never get any business out of Louisiana anyway, so do we?
It has been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Anyway, but yeah, it's reasonable, man. But that's a good analogy. No shoes, no shirt, no service. You're not paying them. They don't have to do business with you.
Yeah.
They don't have to have a live person answer the phone. They have some basic rules. And if you participate in that and show great signaling, which usually takes professional services,
right?
I've never seen anybody be able to do it without it anymore. You'll get great benefit for free.
Amazing. More benefit than anybody's ever gotten. I mean, better return and better potential for business than has ever existed.
In
any other method.
Marketing, yeah. It's the biggest free thing going. And I'll air quote free. You're gonna have to pay somebody if you want maximum benefit like us.
Right.
But you should participate. And if you can't participate on our level yet, or you don't want to for whatever reason, do the other stuff we talked about.
Yeah. At least get that going.
Nolen Walker here with Plumbing Webmasters. I'd like for you to consider becoming a client. We have a lot of great people that work here at the company. We help hundreds of clients. We've done this for 12 years now. We help clients dominate online. We're a digital marketing agency. I honestly don't think there's anyone better than us at this point in time. We'll help you with your design, your code, your content. We'll help you rank on Google Maps. We'll help you reputation reviews organically. We even have proprietary software that I own in a different company called DataPens, DATAPINS. DataPens allows you to post pictures of jobs with captions and geo coordinates right onto the website. It'll take 90 seconds. A 12-year-old could use it, but you'll be able to post daily and get daily activity, great content. It even posts it back to your Google account. It even texts and emails the client. So one simple thing where you pick a couple of photos you took, wrote a caption, put in the client's cell phone number and hit pen, and boom. And then that is in addition to all the other things that we do for you for SEO. We can also help with paid ads and other things too. But man, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. You can check us out at plumbingwebmasters.com. Yeah, so let me see if I got anything else on here. I got Nolen's 5 points of review.
I was about to say you didn't do your.
I'll do it real quick. All right, so you're not. This doesn't matter if you're paying us or not, or you're going. So you got your website set up. You got your Google account set up. I call it Nolen's 5 points of review success. Really simple stuff. Reviews do help. It isn't the only thing. That's why you see people, by the way. I'll say one more analogy on the reviews. Reviews is not the only thing. There's tons of other stuff to make the map show up. That's why you'll see somebody with 250 reviews and other people have 80 or 30 and they're in pack 3 mapping and you're not in pack 3.
Right.
Or you see someone else at 250 and they're not in pack 3. Because the algorithm is complicated, even on the mapping, and you're not doing enough stuff to pop up.
Right.
End of story. But let's talk about reviews because they're invaluable. So you, at the door, ask what I call Texas good old boy. Say good old fashioned please and mean it, sincere. Hey ma'am, I sure do appreciate you letting us come out here to work on your plumbing. Everything's like, oh, thank you so much, Nolen. Well, man, we'd appreciate it if you ever had refer us to anybody, but really a review on Google would be the best thanks we could get. So if you just Google our name, it'll pop up, Google review or BBB or Facebook. We'll take any review we get. Here's our card. And if you go to the website here, there's a button, or you just Google our name. So they take the card now so that you good old boyed it. That's 1. 2, they got the print material in their hand. That's 2.
Right.
And then you left and they had a good, warm, fuzzy feeling for the good old boy. Sincere routine.
The connection.
Human connection. You meant it. And then 3rd, you emailed them. 4th, you texted them. Links to some reviews. Google, BBB, Facebook. You had several choices for them.
Right.
So then they got those. And 5th, you called them back a few days later. Week later or before. I wouldn't wait a whole lot longer than that.
No more than a week.
Yeah,
5 business days.
I'd say 2 days to a week. Not the next day, not that day, but 2 days.
Yeah.
2 to 7. And in that time frame, you called back and said, hey, ma'am, it's Nolen Walker here.
Yeah, don't be this guy calling the same day after the first date.
Yeah. We just pulled out. You promised. I don't see it popping up on Google. Yeah, so don't do that. But then you call back and say, is everything still functioning? Well, oh yeah, that we got some hot water in here. We sure, so, well, I appreciate it. I just thought I'd call and check. We do a follow-up call. And by the way, I won't ask you again, but we sure would love to have that review. And then you pop them a text real quick, and then with a link to Google or a couple of places. And that's it. 5 points. Yeah. You got all 5. You good old boy, sincere, print, handed, email, text, follow up, and that follow up might have a text again in it.
Right.
Or an email.
Yeah.
But then leave it alone. Don't bug them.
You'll get, on average, if you ask everybody like that, you'll get 1, maybe 2 in 10. Those are good numbers. It will add up fast.
I'm not going to go into all the phenomenal stuff that we do to help our clients dominate immersively and inside of market, because it would take too long. It would take too long for this one. It is an inordinate amount of things that we do, and we get people to immersively dominate with things like DataPens, our proprietary software that we own, and some other stuff. But we do above and beyond. And I will leave with this, though. It is the big show, so if somebody doesn't know, they don't stinking know.
Right.
If they're getting leads or paying for clicks, their business runs on a much smaller net profit. Hands down, it runs on
lower volume, lower profit, lower everything.
It's just not as good of a thing to run, and they don't understand it. Once they get leads from organic, they don't tend to shop. People have bought into the brand. The brand is much larger than you think it is now, and people need to feel more comfortable when they go to it. It's not as one-dimensional as it used to be.
Right.
So they don't want to just go and see one thing. They need to see a bigger scope of the brand. And so we help with that as well. And getting thousands of keywords, stuff like DataPens is just crazy what it does when somebody uses it properly. Reviews, reputation, thousands of keywords, better signaling, all that stuff that kind of geo-targeting, geo-pinning. It's crazy what it does.
Yeah.
So, and people don't understand what it all is.
Right.
Once they get on the big show and they are one of the dominant forces of the big show, they don't have to spend money on the other marketing. I would say that 85% of our clients don't.
Yeah, if
80%.
With the caveat that they use DataPens, do all the stuff we tell them to do, once they hit that point where it kicks in and it's working,
right?
They don't generally have to do paid. They don't. They don't
There's
end up buying
wrong
leads
with
anymore.
paid or
but a lot of times they don't feel the need to.
They don't feel the need to because they're getting daily phone call volume, and then they don't. But it's
So some of our clients are so busy they call me and ask me to remove services from the website because they don't have time to do lower tier services. Like a plumber might call in and say, I don't want to do just drain cleans anymore. I don't have time.
I'm doing a hose bit.
I'm doing water heaters all day long, and that's high ticket. And they want me to take that stuff off of there.
Whatever it is, I don't want to search for a leak, or I'm tired of subbing that one out, and we don't plan on going down that road, or whatever it is. But we make content-rich websites so that people show up for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Though. It's their choice if they don't want to do that or add a page. But
I'm just making the point they get so busy with oftentimes with the higher ticket item that they can forego the other stuff, and they're not buying leads or they're not scrambling anymore. Yeah. They're actually able to be picky.
Well, we got a lot of clients that'll add pretty common to have somebody say they'll add a truck every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll explain this. We'll sum up. I'll explain this to somebody so they understand it.
Yeah.
You've got a horse on the track.
Right.
And we've got DataPens is a new product we've had it for a few years, but we've had clients for 10 years, some of these guys.
Yeah.
They get up there in ranking, don't feel like they need to change, but DataPens is a participatory thing. They have to get involved in it out in the field. It takes 2 minutes, anybody could use it, but it has great signaling. So they're up there in ranking, but you'll fall eventually. If somebody's horse starts running faster than
eventually somebody else using DataPens, their horse is running faster, and they will catch you.
So that's how we get people. DataPens is invaluable because of that, because when somebody comes with us, their horse is on the track and it goes boom, boom. Well, I mean, it just turbocharges that thing. It gets them in ranking faster so that they're happier faster and they get a lot of benefit off of it.
Right.
But you need that to join the show. Without it, It's just too difficult. That's why you haven't experienced success with other digital marketing agencies, probably.
Right, because they don't have anything like it.
They don't have anything like it. They put up a crappy website. They don't have very little skill sets. Your horse looked okay, but really doesn't run much. It scuffles around, and you wonder why it doesn't show up. It's like, what's going on? It's like you need lots of signaling coming in rapid fire, legit, without cheating.
Right.
People don't understand it. But, man, I want you to be a part of the big show. Jason wants you to be a part of the big show. We'd love to have you as a client. Please subscribe. We'd love to.
And hit the like button.
Hit the like button. We'd like to hear from you. So we like a phone call. You can email if you'd like. If you got questions, we'll even give you some free advice. If you have a specific question because you're new and need some help with something. Now, we won't work for free, but we'll talk for free for a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. We're here to make a profit. But anyway, all right, guys, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Take it easy.